Hello everyone, welcome to today's news charter. Before getting into the most important topics of the day, let us start with a prelims question. So look at this question. Consider the following consider the following statements. So three statements are provided here about Good Governance Day. So three statements are provided. The first statement is the concept of good governance was mentioned in Arthashastra. This is the first statement. Second, Good Governance Index had been launched by Ministry of Personnel, Public Grievance and Pension. Third one, 25th of December is celebrated as Good Governance Day in India. So certain days are very important, especially when a particular day is promoted by the government itself, it becomes very important. So 25th of December is celebrated as a Good Governance Day. It's very easy to remember because it is Christmas. So 3 is correct. Good governance index, all kind of indices reports are very important. You need to know who is launching a particular index. It is launched by Ministry of Personnel, Public Grievance and Pension. You can remember it. Then finally, the concept of good governance was mentioned in Arthashastra. Arthashastra itself is a book for good governance. So that is also correct. So you can go with all the three options. See, religious groups, religious sects, and divisions, all these things are very important for prelims examination because it comes under the art and culture topic and ancient history topic. Ancient history, medieval history talks about these kind of things. So Lingayats has been in news for a very long time. For people who are preparing now, they would feel like it has started at present, but they have been in news for a very long time because Lingayats have been asking for separate religion status. So we need to know about it. First thing, from examination point of view, what we need to know is who are Lingayats. Lingayat are currently classified as a subcaste within the Hindu religion. They are called as Veerashaiva Lingayats. What is the origin of Lingayats? Lingayats originated because of the efforts of Saint Basavanna in 12th century. He collected all the downtrodden sections of the Hindu society. He was the earliest religious reformer. He started a separate sect called as Lingayat, where he completely opposed the caste system. He opposed discrimination of people. He opposed discrimination of women also. So this resulted in a separate sect called as Lingayats. But however, the government doesn't consider Lingayats as separate religion. They have been asking for a separate religion status for a very long time, but the government has not been giving it. And the argument proposed by Lingayat is that if you can consider Jainism, Buddhism, and Sikhism as separate religion, why not consider Lingayats as separate religion? Because even those religions originated from Hinduism. But the government has not been accepting it, and the struggle has been still continuing. From examination perspective, what you need to know is who started Lingayats? Basavanna started Lingayat movement. They are strictly monotheistic in nature. Strict monotheism, that means they believe in one single god. They do not believe in multiple god. They are completely against caste system. They are against Vedic rituals also. So these points are very important. You can easily get a question on a question based on statements, based on similar statements. So you need to remember them. The problem of unemployment is very important from examination perspective. If in all papers, you can get such question in paper 1, paper 2, paper 3, anywhere you can get, especially in paper 3 you can get, because paper 3 talks about economy and employment is a part of the economy of the country. What are the major sources of employment in India? There are multiple types of employment, out of which open employment is the major employment in a major unemployment in India. Open employment means people who are looking for work actively, but then they are not able to get work. So in India, open unemployment is a major problem. Apart from this, informal employment causes disguised unemployment. Disguised unemployment is when a person is engaged in an employment process where his complete talent or potential is not being utilized. And in India, this is a major problem. If you look at the agriculture of the country, 100 people will work in a field for a work which can be completed by just 10 people or by one or two tractors. But all these people will be employed there, they will be getting paid very less, which results in disguised unemployment. So study about the types of unemployment. It is very important from prelims point of view. From mains point of view, what we need to know is what measures the government has taken until now. The government has taken certain schemes. You need to remember all these schemes. The basic details about the schemes I will explain you. Your work is to study about all these schemes in detail. Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana is for the MSME sector, that is micro, small, and medium enterprises. It is an amazing scheme because they provide collateral-free loan. Most of the people who own MSMEs are not rich, so they need to be provided with collateral-free loan, which the Mudra scheme does. It provides collateral-free loan of up to 10 lakh, which is very good for the MSME sector. Skill India mission has been going on for a long time. The aim of Skill India mission is to skill around 1 crore people and make them as entrepreneurs rather than getting them employed in some normal job. PM Swanidhi scheme started during the COVID. It was started to provide loans of at least until up to 10,000 rupees for street vendors who can repay this loan on a EMI basis. Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act is something everyone should be knowing because the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act is an act which provides employment guarantee to the people in rural India. At least 100 days of paid employment is guaranteed. Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana is something which is very important. It has two elements: National Rural Livelihood Mission and National Urban Livelihood Mission. National Rural Livelihood Mission talks about the promotion of self-help groups. So self-help groups within villages will result in employment of or self-employment of women. So these are all the basic schemes you should know from mains examination point of view. If you are getting a question, you can just write all these points. Indian Science Conference is a topic which you should know from prelims point of view. In mains, there is very less chance you might get, but from prelims point of view, you should know. The Indian Science Conference started in 1914 at the premises of Asiatic Society of India, whose headquarters is in Calcutta. It is conducted by the Indian Science Congress Association. This association is an independent body. It is not a government body. It is an independent body with the support of Department of Science and Technology. The theme of the present, this year's Indian Science Conference is the global perspective on science and technology for sustainable future. India has been focusing more on sustainable development, so you can easily remember this. The problem with science conferences, they are not getting promoted as much. They have to be promoted in the recent times. So what India has to do here, all you need to study is what are all the schemes India has for promotion of science and technology, research and development in India. Take it as a homework, just go through at least 4 to 5 schemes. It will help you a lot in mains examination. India, Maldives, the present issue that has been going on between India and Maldives is very important because Maldives is a neighbor of India. Maldives always had a India first policy. Maldives is located so close to India and it has always said that we have a India first policy because in the recent times there is a lot of controversies as Maldives has been getting closer to China. However, in the recent times, at present, what happened is a new government was formed in Maldives. They have started giving more prominence to China and less prominence to India, which has caused some troubles in the day-to-day relationship of India and Maldives. So even though Maldives has been following the India first policy, their recent actions are completely against this policy because India and Maldives had a MOU, that is Memorandum of Understanding for Hydrography. This Memorandum of Understanding is to ensure safety of navigation. Apart from that, economic development, security and defense, science research, environmental protection, And one of the major reason for this MOU is because Maldives is an island country. So we need a good amount of research to prevent any disaster, to ensure good amount of economic development happens through exploitation of the hydrography. But what happened is Maldives terminated this MOU with India, and they have been growing very closer to China. There is a conclave called as Colombo Security Conclave. Colombo Security Conclave was signed between India, Sri Lanka, Mauritius, and Maldives. However, recently, when the meeting happened, Maldives skipped this meeting. So due to these problems, it is very clear that Maldives has been growing very closer to China and moving away from India. So what steps India should take here? India should immediately conduct meetings with the head of state of Maldives, and whatever problems they have, we have to sort it out. We have to give more support for development, and we have to remove all the thorns in our relationship. Another important point from mains examination perspective, recent times, a lot of heavy rain events has been happening in the recent times. And one of the major reason why we are not able to predict such problems is because India follows the numerical weather prediction model. So two kinds of models are there. One is numerical model, second one is probabilistic approach. In numerical model, we will try to find out the opportunities or the percentage in which such events can happen through past numbers. So if in a area too much of rainfall has happened in the past, we will try to find out that how much of percentage is there, how much probability is there for such rainfall to happen again. But due to the present global warming, such models have been failing. There is another model called probabilistic approach, which calculates all the factors that are playing at present, and based on that, it will identify how much probability is there for the rainfall to happen. So, why this point is important for mains examination is because you may get a question to improve the prediction of disasters, what steps the government has to do. So in that case, you can write this point that we have to move away from numerical weather prediction and towards probabilistic approach. Mains question of the day: what are the major reasons for the existence of unemployment in India? Critically examine the measures taken to prevent unemployment. So we have already discussed this. You can write answer to it and send to us. We'll get it corrected. Critically examine the measures means you cannot just write the measures, you have to examine the performance also, whether it has resulted in increased employment or not. Do a little bit of research, you can write answer, you can comment in the comment section also. Important points to note down for prelims examination. Indian Naval Hydrographic Department. Such departments you should be knowing when it was established and what is the major use. So the Indian Naval Hydrographic Department was established in 1874 itself, and it was established in Kolkata. You need to know about it. It is a nodal agency for hydrographic survey in India. Hydrographic survey means survey of the ocean, survey of the river, survey of lakes, everything. India partners with many other countries in Indian Ocean region and African and East Asian countries also. Apart from this, India has been a very active member of International Hydrographic Organization since 1955. IHO enjoys observer status at United Nations. So try to remember all these facts for prelims. It's very important. So that will be all for today. All the best. Study well. We'll meet tomorrow.